Alexis Ohanian, the husband of Serena Williams. He has a big track record of investing in women's football, actually. He's done this before with Angel City, a club who compete in the NWSL. He was one of the founding members, and they were famous for being this kind of celebrity-founded club. And he was one of the founding owners of that, and it went on to become the most valuable women's sports team in the world. They sold it to the Disney CEO not very long ago.
Wow.
But, you know, he's got that track record. He was one of the guys at the beginning who said, everyone told me not to invest in this women's football club, but I did it, and look what I've turned it into. And it's amazing that he's now investing in Chelsea. I mean, they've just won their 6th consecutive WSL title, and now they've won the backing of one of the kind of greatest figures in this sports. And, you know, he's going to be at Wembley with Serena Williams on Sunday for the Women's FA Cup final. They're going up against Man United, looking to regain the FA Cup trophy and make it a treble. Obviously, they missed out on the quadruple. But this is the kind of thing. Sonia Bompastor, manager of Chelsea, addressed this today, and she said, this could help us to win the Champions League. Obviously, they had that disappointment to Barcelona, but she says this is something that next season would maybe bring us to that one elusive trophy.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that question. Is this going to really take them to the next level? And this, we could see now Chelsea literally dominate the women's WSL now.
Is that, well, they already dominate the WSL, but the women's game as a whole, exactly.
Further.
But would that be good for women's football in Europe if Chelsea did become, I don't know, the Real Madrid, if you like? Is it one of the good things that it kind of rotates around the success?
It's interesting because we talk about Chelsea being really dominant in England, and they are. They win the WSL every single year. But the thing is, they're not at all on the level where they're dominant in Europe. And I don't think that they will get to that point, even with this investment, which is huge. But I still think they're a way off that, because you look at Barcelona and it is them who are dominating. Yeah. And that in itself isn't necessarily a good thing. I know that, you know, we'll see what happens in the final against Arsenal next weekend. Very excited for that one. But I think Chelsea is still a way off from being one of the European elites. And it's a question for the WSL, actually. Why can't they compete with the likes of Barcelona, the likes of Lyon, even though we talk about the WSL as being one of the best leagues in the world, right? But it is interesting that this has been met with, I think, mixed reaction even from Chelsea fans. I mean, I'm an Arsenal women fan, so, you know, there's that part of me. Exactly. There's a part of me that's going, no, not someone else investing in Chelsea. But it's funny that even Chelsea fans I've heard saying over the last few days, oh no, we need other fans to invest. Chelsea, they shouldn't be doing this. It makes it all unfair. But really, isn't any investment in the WSL at this stage, while it's growing at such an important point? Yeah, it's amazing, I think.
Course.
So for Chelsea,
£20 million for around 10%, which values Chelsea's women at £200 million. I don't know if they would be able to sell the club for that amount, but clearly it's what he valued on the stake that he's bought. He's worth £150 billion, reportedly. So if anyone sees Alexis Ohanian while he's over in the United Kingdom, just mention Man United.